provide a space for reflection, meditation, prayer, and listening. Listening to beautiful music, of course, but also listening to the Spirit of God. What might God be revealing to you in this season of Lent? Our 4 Monday evenings will include a variety of musical experiences, prayers, and readings designed to open up this physical space and ideally a spiritual space for each of us to be able to hear with our heart. Tonight, with Julia's playing of the harpsichord, we will be taken to the beginning of the 17th century, to what is referred to as rhetorical music, because everything notated in a composition implies a certain emotional response tonight. Composers consciously use specific harmonies and intervals, including those sounding less pleasant in a certain key, to strengthen a particular effect, eliciting an emotional response. Tuning or temperament has a huge impact, highlighting both consonant purity and dissonant tension. This harpsichord is tuned in quarter comma mean tone, and you will hear dissonances that create tension, setting our expectation for a consonant resolution. Did I say that right, Julie? Okay. Tonight's program starts and ends with eulogies to a famous lute player. These laments lend themselves to extreme emotions created by more daring harmonies that then resolve, taking the listener on an emotional journey that includes turmoil and peace. For all of us who lament, these journeys we know well include turmoil and peace. Lent and lament often sit side by side as we look at our own lives and address our brokenness and need for God. So let us open tonight with prayer. Holy God, meet us in this space and join us in our emotions, whatever they may be. We embrace this Lenten journey and trust that you go before us into this wilderness, that your love has carved a path through this bramble and brush. May this music, these words, and our prayers bring us closer to you. Amen.
Here's a poem from Rumi called The Guest House, written about 300 years before the piece of music we just listened to. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they are a crowd of sorrows, who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing out for some new delight, the dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond.
A reading from Psalm 13. How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts, and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. And my enemy will say, I have overcome him, and my foes will rejoice when I fall. But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. Amen.
Here's a poem by Rilke. You are not surprised at the force of the storm. You have seen it growing. The trees flee before it, and their flight sets the boulevards streaming. And you know that she whom they flee is the one you move toward. All your senses sing her as you stand at the window. The weeks stood still in summer. The tree's blood rose. Now you feel it wants to sink back into the source of everything. You thought you could trust that power when you plucked the fruit. Now it becomes a riddle again, and you again a stranger. Summer was like your house. You knew where each thing stood. Now you must go out into your heart as onto a vast plain. Now you must go out into your heart as onto a vast plain. Now the immense loneliness begins. The days go numb. The wind sucks the world from your senses like withered leaves. Through the empty branches, the sky remains. That stormy sky is what you have. Be earth now and even song. Be earth, this earth now, and even song, the time of evening prayers. Be the ground lying under the sky. Be modest now, like a thing ripened until it's real, so that she who began it all can feel you when she reaches for you. Let's thank Julia. We want to invite you to the next 3 Mondays. So put them on your calendar. How many of you do not come to Mayflower regularly? Okay, now you have no excuse. Okay. We'd love to see you over the next few weeks, hearing poetry, hearing readings, hearing psalms, hearing such lovely music, inviting us into this Lenten season. So thank you so much for being here, and look forward to next Monday.